Hello everyone, TLSG here, back again with another daily Marvel Snap live stream. Today we're going to be running the Warriors Fall featured location, so we're going to be running on our Pool 2 account. We're going to start off with a Spectrum Ongoing list, then we might pivot into our Destruction list if Spectrum Ongoing isn't doing well for us. But thank you everyone that jumped in early. We have Arkit, we have Astros, we have Daniel, Jeremiah, we have Dad, we have Harry, Toyas, Jprox. Thank you guys for being here and jumping in early. I hope that you guys are having a fantastic day so far. So I'm excited to run this for a little bit. We're getting close to Infinite. And then Jet, how's it going? Jet and Ivan, thank you both for being here. And then we have Jay. Good luck. Thank you so much, Jay. And so let's switch over into just a brief deck explanation. So we have our Spectrum Ongoing deck list. This is a Pool 2 build. It's pretty easy to Arkit, a 14K party. We did push over 14K yesterday, which is massive. Massive. The support has been insane. And so we did hit over 14, and so this is our little celebration video. And so this is going to be a Pool 2 build. It's going to be pretty easy to transition this into Pool 3. If you pull a destroyer early, then you can tech that in pretty easily. You can do a Professor X to kind of help protect some of your other lanes. You can do a Cosmo, and then if you don't, you can get cards such as Goose, Quinjet, and you got Mystique, Wong as some cheaper or kind of higher roll ongoing cards that you can add in as well. And so we're gonna go ahead and jump into a couple of games, and we'll see how it goes. We're starting at 83.8, and so we're gonna try to push up past maybe 86, 87 during the stream. And then Ryan God, catching you live, hustling batteries. Wait, you're hustling batteries or I am? Ryan God. And then Dom, good morning. Good morning, Dom. I'm glad that you're able to jump in and join us. I hope you're having a fantastic day so far. And then Jose, you said I'm trying a version of this deck with the card Mojo. Yeah, Mojo's another great one to get added in. And so we did make a small tweak. Somebody in the comment section requested that we not have "Oh snap" going off every time somebody subbed. They said it got a little bit distracting. So what I did was I turned off the notification whenever I see a group of them come through. I'll manually trigger it once, and then we'll welcome everybody in that subscribe to the channel. And so that way it's not going to just continually go over and over and over and over again. The deck is slightly off center. Thank you. The aspect ratio between with the Steam client changes pretty easily or accidentally, and so it's easy for it to get off. So I appreciate the call out. Oh, Ryan God, you're at work. And then Haki, thank you for being here. One Alpha, you're not too late. This is actually the very first game. And then Ferdinand finally catching a live stream. I'm glad you were able to finally jump in and catch one. So we can do a Warpath here. If they have two cards, they're going to be able to cap this one out early. If not, then we'll be able to cap it out next turn. I don't know that we even necessarily want to. It might be better for us to do Warpath and then maybe an Iron Man here, and then cap this one out with the Spectrum on the last turn, because we're going to have to play a 1, 2, or 3 cost card in the big house. So the Vault is going to, I think, be one of our win conditions. So we'll let them have the free 6 cost card. How would you add Wong into the list? So to add in Wong, you would take out some of the higher cards. And then Jeremiah Bell. I turned off the "Oh snap," and so you're going to make sure it goes off plenty of times. Let's make sure that the rest of the notifications come through. It should come through in just a second, Jeremiah. Oh no! Hold on. I wasn't on the live one. We'll trigger it again for you, Jeremiah. We can re-trigger them. There we go.
Oh snap! 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 Got it out of our system early.
We sure did, Jeremiah. Thank you so much for the super chat. So we could do Iron Man here. I don't know if that's going to be the best, because this is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This pushes us to 12 in this lane. So I almost think we need to Iron Man here and then just hope that 13 power in the vault is going to be enough. And then Infamous Element. Hey, bud, I just wanted to ask if you... I know you said you're in pool 2 and run into... If you're in pool 2 and run into pool 3 to go ahead and go into pool 3, would it be worth it to wait till collector's tokens, though? I think it depends on if you're finding it very fun or not. If it's just painful to play, then I would say just go ahead and jump over into the next one. And Stars and Moons, good morning. And so yeah, if you're still having fun and you're able to be competitive in some of those matches, and you want to wait, I think it might be worth waiting. I think we'll know more about collector's tokens in the next few days, I hope, but we don't know for sure. And so we're going to lose the vault because they did double down with their raft card. And so if we did something like a Spectrum here, we would win the raft location, but we would probably lose the big house. And so if we did this instead, this is going to be 5, so that's an extra 10 power here. That pushes us just to 5 power in this lane. And I don't know that that's going to be enough either. But I think that's our best shot. They didn't snap, so maybe they're not too confident in their play line. I'm going to see if maybe 5 power will win the big house. And maybe they just have a heavy-handed hand. Nova and Killmonger. Oh, Killmonger's going to destroy some of their one-cost cards. I don't know if we win the raft location or not. I think it's going to be close. So we win the big house. We might still be able to push we push the raft location after the Killmonger goes off. Not a clean win, but it's a win. It was one of those games where Spectrum was not our win condition. Most of the time with a Spectrum list, that is your kind of primary win condition. This one we found ourselves in kind of an awkward spot. And then Timothy Core, welcome. I'm glad you're able to jump in and join us. And then Astros, Shang-Chi, Vault, and Armor mid. We couldn't play in the Vault. Astros. And then Vindicare, if I open my first pool 3 card, this may now face full pool 3. I think once you dip into pool 3, it comes down a lot to what your MMR is. And so you might just run against very few pool 3 cards. If you have a really high MMR, then you're going to match with some higher collection levels. But I think for the most part, you'll kind of find that mid-range where some people have some, but not the full collection. And then as is Claw good for this deck? So I initially had Claw in it over the Iron Man, but I found that in the mirror matches, I just got outpaced really, really heavily. And so to be able to find our win condition and outpace those after the fact, we went with Iron Man instead. I think Claw is a decent addition if you're not seeing very many Spectrum ongoing lists, because it allows you to impact more than one lane at a time. But if you just need that extra like win condition in that one lane, then I think Iron Man does us a little bit better here. And then Sean, you said, hey, how much did I miss? Not very much. We're only 8 minutes in, so that last game was actually the first game. So I think you're right on time. And then thanks for the reminder, Pozo. Did I miss a chat? Did somebody remind us about liking the stream? And then Rocky Road. Don't forget to like the stream, everyone. Thank you for the reminder. I've actually been really good and on top of liking my own stream. I used to forget, and I would be my own worst enemy. But here recently, I've been liking it as soon as it goes live. And so, if you are watching and you enjoy the live streams, make sure that you throw it a like. It helps the algorithm out, and it lets it reach a wider audience. And then Jason, good morning. I hope you're having a great day so far. Harry, what is MMR? MMR is matchmaking rating. So if you just win like every single match that you go into, then your MMR is going to start placing you against people that have a higher MMR. Because each game, it either goes up or down. It's an invisible kind of metric, but it goes up or down depending on your wins and losses. So I think we cap out the Elysium location. We're gonna get some units from in Oscorp Tower from the bot. We do have Spectrum that's going to be a little bit cheaper. We're just going to avoid the Raft for now. I think getting our Ebony Maw and pushing it into Elysium is going to be more beneficial. Give them the Maw. Our draft, I thought about it. I thought about sending them the Maw in Oscorp Tower, and then they wouldn't be able to play there. And then Alexander, welcome. I'm glad you're able to jump in and join us. Is Arrow good in any pool 2 deck? So Arrow, since you pull her in pool 3, she's good in some earlier decks. It really depends. If they're going wide, then it's tough. But I think with this location, with Warrior Falls, if you can pull cards that they don't intend to be in Warrior Falls into that location, you get a lot of upside. So Magneto and Arrow, I think, definitely shine today. And then you can always get some additional upside as well. So we actually have an extra turn here. I almost think we pass. Dropping Iron Man too early kind of leaves us vulnerable to maybe a counterplay. Project Purple Onyx, how's it going? I'm glad you're able to jump in and join us. Dante, matchmaking gets weird in pool 3. It's an uphill battle against full collections. Yeah, once you get, if you're winning pretty consistently in pool 3, it definitely is an uphill battle. How do we get bots to farm? You can't do it as often, but playing in off hours can potentially run you into some bots. So we're gonna do a Punisher and a Shang-Chi. We probably should have pushed for this lane, knowing that it's a bot and that they weren't gonna rush for it. We have Spectrum we're gonna be able to drop on the last turn here. I think our win conditions are here, but if they have something like Killmonger, like a Cosmo comes down or something major, they might be able to kind of outpace us. Demirican Kid, first time here, just subbed. I've been watching. You've been watching from the shadows. I'm so glad that you're here, Dom. I appreciate having you here, and I'm so glad that you even just watching from the shadows is more than enough. I whenever I watch streams, most of the time I'm a lurker, and so I just kind of watch from the shadows, appreciate the content, and then I usually multitask. And so even just doing that is huge. But I'm glad that you're here and that you're chatting with us a little bit. Let's go ahead and drop the Spectrum. I think we can find our win condition here. We already snapped, and then we're actually going to trigger our first round of oh snap alerts. So we had Demirican Kid, we had Kana Senpai, we had Emir, and RK. Thank you guys for the subs. I appreciate it. I hope that you guys are having a fantastic day, and I'm so glad to have you guys here. So we are going to go quickly up to 6 cubes. What's your next emoticon? I don't know, Rocky Road. I don't know. I think we have a couple of cool ones in mind. And then Harry, why not play Spectrum onto the Raft? Is that what you were asking? Or since we had Iron Man in the far left, I thought we would need the additional push over there. Keelan, good morning. I just got into which pool? Oh, I guess pool 3, because you unlocked Lockjaw this morning. You've been having fun with it. Yeah, Lockjaw is not always consistent, but it's always fun. I really like Lockjaw builds, and if you can build them in a way that gives you the most chance at winning, I always enjoy kind of controlling the RNG or the randomness with those rotations to find an upside. What is in your mind for emotes? So I would like to kind of refine the 8 cube one. Jeremiah did an updated version that I think looks pretty sleek. We could change that one out. And then I don't really have anything that just like stands out. I want to do something kind of game related, but I don't know exactly what that would be. Oh, and then Broken Boy, you said you had your Snap account suspended? Do you know why it was suspended? Or did it say anything, or is it just not able to connect? Because if it just says that you're not able to connect, you may try uninstalling and reinstalling. Sometimes it gets kind of... Oh, my name was sus. Okay. In that case, I don't know. Did you reach out to the player support directly in the Discord channel? If it's directly in the Discord channel, you might have a better chance at a response. So we get the extra energy from the Superflow. So we actually get to play our Captain America and our Ebony Maw here. Harry, that's a dangerous question, asking what their name was. So we're gonna go ahead and cap out the middle location. Thank you so much, Demirican. Thank you so much for the super chat, Demirican. I appreciate it. I appreciate the support and just enjoying the content. I'm having a lot of fun with the game still. We've been playing for 5 months, and it still feels kind of fresh and fun each time we play. And so I'm glad that that's coming across and that the videos are helpful. Alan, great way for him to get banned on YouTube too. Yeah. We don't want Broken Boy to get suspended on YouTube either. Jackson, you just got Patriot today. Good thing you also have Mystique already. Now you just need Ultron. Ultron is it's not always consistent, but it's always a sneaky one. So I think we go ahead and just lean in. We can do Iron Man. We can eventually play Warpath and then Spectrum on the final turn. Spectrum may get pulled in, but I think we have a good chance at winning this location. The strong guy is a little bit concerning because it can get pretty big pretty quickly, but otherwise I think we're okay. JJ, I'm running Storm and Enchantress in a deck similar. In a deck similar to what I'm running. And then Guitar, hi from Thailand. Just subscribe because I'm enjoying watching your channel. It's very useful. Keep it up. Thank you so much, Guitar. I appreciate having you here. I'm so glad that you're enjoying the content and the channel. As a creator, that's all that I could ask. No Warrior Falls in 3 games. Yeah, Arcade, it seems like it goes through waves, and that's why for featured locations, I always recommend to build a deck list that can stand on its own 2 feet. Because if not, you sometimes go through droughts. The last time I built a deck specifically around a featured location was for Fisk Tower. I built a counter movement deck, and then I didn't see it for like 10 games. And so yeah, I would say that you always want to try to build one that can run on its own 2 feet. And then Little Ultimate, hi TLSG, I actually made it for the stream. Thank God for that. I'm so glad that you made it, Little Ultimate. We're so glad to have you here. So they snapped. I don't know what they have. We have initiative here. They could run maybe a Shang-Chi to destroy this lane. Because they have Sarah, they're going to be able to flood a lot of power onto the board. Even if they have Enchantress. Well, Enchantress would hurt our Iron Man, but it will get the Spectrum buff before the Enchantress goes off, and it retains that bonus. So I think we have to see this one played out. I just don't know where their win condition is. We're gonna buff up our middle lane. Ooh, so okay, that's where their win condition is. Oh man, it's a big mid lane, pretty big mid lane. That bumps us down to Mr. Negative Streamer pretty early on, and we just had a wave of subs come through. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and re-trigger one, and then we'll read through them. So we had 3010, we had Nathan, John Frederick, VHP, and Lunar Umbreon. Thank you all so much for the subs and for the support. I'm so glad to have you guys here. Yeah, that strong guy was really, really strong. Kingpin on last turn can easily steal some games. Yeah, if they're not... My issue with Kingpin is that if I build a deck entirely around it, but it doesn't... Like the Kingpin doesn't work, so they have something that goes wide or just something that counters it pretty heavily, then it's hard for you to get a consistent win. When it works, it's really satisfying. But Kingpin seems like you have to put in a lot of work to get it to pay off. And then Diego, love the lunch content. Have you tried Cosmo instead of Shang-Chi? The reason being a counter card that is also buffed by Spectrum. I honestly think I honestly think Cosmo will be a little bit better in this list. I have tried it out, and I eventually want to make the switch. I just don't think I've fully switched over. But no, I do think it's a good update. And then it also counters destroy decks as well. 400 Ardref, 400 viewers and 20 plus likes. Thank you for the reminder, Ardref. Everyone's so nice about reminding to make sure that we get the likes out there. And so if you are watching the stream and you do enjoy them, consider giving it a like. It helps the stream reach a wider audience. It helps the algorithm let people know that you're enjoying it so that others can enjoy as well. So we can do Ant-Man into the hub. We have Mr. Fantastic that I'm going to want to drop as kind of our capstone here. I think next turn we'll probably go with something like a Warpath, and then maybe a Mr. Fantastic here. And then we'll see what else we draw into. Iron Man is going to be really... actually... Iron Man's going to be really, really bad to drop into Warrior Falls. So maybe we just go Mr. Fantastic this turn. Let's go ahead and just get it out onto the board. We know that they have a pretty strong push. They have Angelo, they have Strong Guy, they have a pretty good tempo deck. And so hopefully they don't have anything that can push out to the side. That's what we're gonna hope for. And so we can do Warpath into Warrior Falls if we think that's gonna be the highest power card. They had Chavez as the last highest card that I saw that they had. So I think this is gonna be able to compete with it. We're gonna go ahead and snap back. We're gonna try and get our 8 cubes again. And then, Alan, you said been using Ebony Maw and then Killmonger on turn 5. Usually it kills the other one cost they played into the other locations. And so you're killing your own Ebony Maw? I would definitely never anticipate that. Wait, what did our Warpath destroy? What did they play here? I missed it. I know that they played something and then Warpath came out victorious, but I didn't see what they played. Alan. Oh, it was a different Alan. Alan enraged. It was a different Alan. They sent a chat. Punisher is going to be pretty good this game. Oh, it was a Rock Slide? Huge. Wait. we saw one Rhino, but yeah, Rock Slide is big. Because it's a 6 cost or 6 power card. So now let's go ahead and go Iron Man into the hub. I think that's going to be a pretty big win condition for this lane. And then they also have to have an uphill battle in Warrior Falls as well. Alan Banham, I'm the only Alan. I don't know that you're the only Alan anymore. Henry, hello. Hello, what kind of deck are you running? Right now we're running a Spectrum ongoing deck list, where you play a lot of ongoing cards, and then Spectrum at the end of the game will buff the majority of your board up, giving you that kind of tempo or advantage over the opponent. And so they dropped their Strong Guy. They were going to try to do a big push here, but with Warrior Falls, we would be able to match against any kind of Chavez or anything they played here. It didn't look like they had anything that could go wide into Sanctum Sanctorum, and then we had a big win condition with our Iron Man, unless they had Enchantress. So we didn't take all 8 cubes back, but we took 4 of them, which feels good enough for me. Hopefully we don't continue to go up against Rex, and we can get a little bit of variety going on. Oh yeah, and Joe, armor does stop the cards from being destroyed in Warrior's Fall. That, and you could do a Colossus, because Colossus can't be destroyed, and so then it kind of stalemates it. And we just had another big wave of subs come through. I'll go ahead and I'll trigger it here in just a second so that I can call everybody out. So the reason that we're doing just one sub or one notification at a time, it was called out that when it goes off continually throughout the stream, it's hard to pay attention. And then Darren, welcome. Welcome everybody. I'm so glad that you guys are here. I hope that you guys are having a fantastic day so far. Why are we still seeing the rock slides come through? And then call it a day. Love the streams, man. Keep it up. Thank you so much, Call it a day. I'm so glad that you're enjoying them, and I hope hopefully you're enjoying the structured content as well. Yeah, Sinister with Spectrum in our deck already is huge. We're gonna be able to do a double buff at the end of the game. It's gonna be massive. Oh, some people are a bit behind. Yeah, with YouTube, I think it's kind of interesting because you can. I think it's kind of interesting because it's like a DVR. You can rewind it and then you're not live. And actually, we're going against Rex for the 3rd time. Maybe we can get the rest of our cubes here. So it's Punisher. Okay, we get 1 of the cubes. We're slowly chipping them back. We have 5 out of the 8 cubes that they took from us. Maybe we'll go against somebody else this time. And then Leo, this deck without Destroyer. So this is on a pool 2 account. We don't have Destroyer on this one. But this list, as you progress into pool 3, if you pull Destroyer, the list is incredibly strong with Destroyer as your secondary win condition. And so let's go ahead and jump into the next one. We will trigger our sub emote or our sub notification. We have Kyle Jennings, Slacks, Paulius, Marcus, and Ralph. Thank you all so much for subscribing to the channel. I'm so glad to have you guys here. And then a little ultimate. Why do you run Shang-Chi, by the way? So with some of the locations, so Warriors Fall, for example, if they're leaning all the way into it, sometimes that forces them and they want to play large cards over there. Shang-Chi can kind of sometimes sneak away locations that they're not anticipating. It's kind of that surprise factor on that last turn play. And so most of the time we don't use it, but whenever we do, it can really help us win those games. So I think we're actually going to use armor into Murder World, and then we'll do maybe an Ant-Man and an Ebony Maw on the next turn, depending on what this third location is. Oh my gosh, it's Rex again. We're trying to get our cubes back. We have just a few more that we need to gain from Rex here. Let's do Ebony Maw and Colossus into this location. Oh my gosh. We have Shang-Chi, so if they invest into the Gamma Lab, we'll be able to counter it with with Shang-Chi. This is a Rex-only stream. This is Rex Revenge. We are down 3 cubes compared to what they have on us. We've won more games than they have, but the first one was a big 8-cube victory for them, so we're slowly chipping back away at that. The poor guy. They're currently ahead of us right now, and so I don't know that it's poor guy for them. I think it's poor guy for us. Oh, so they changed the location. Okay, and so we dropped Ebony Maw there. We're not going to be able to push anything else, which isn't great, but they have to invest more resources there to be able to overcome it eventually. And so we can do Mr. Fantastic and Ant-Man. That'll give us a pretty big push here. And a little bit of one here. We might even do an Iron Man into Necrotia just to kind of give us some flexibility on that next turn. And they snapped back, which is kind of scary. 8 cubes, 8 cubes, let's go. If we lose another 8 cuber to them, I'm gonna be so sad. So they can play their big power card here as that last turn win condition. They dropped Strong Guy. Let's lean all the way in. Let's lean all the way into Murder World. We're going to act like we have Spectrum. We're going to push where there's no way that they can beat us here, and then they'll have to choose where they want to invest their resources. I think they push power into Wakandan Embassy this turn, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Why no Cosmo to save your ongoing? We haven't been seeing a lot of Enchantresses, and I do think Cosmo is a good sub for Shang-Chi. Right now we're just kind of testing out Shang-Chi, testing the waters out with Shang-Chi. Harrison Wade, been grinding the same Infinite Control deck, but been trying other spice for quests. And you said I haven't dropped below 69, but haven't rose above 78 all season. Sometimes it just takes like a small push towards the end to kind of find that win condition. And then Paulius, isn't Claw better than Warpath? Warpath doesn't synergize with Maul. The way that I use Maul anyways, I don't know about everybody else, was that if I threw Maul into a non-empty lane or a close to empty lane or a non-full lane, usually he's not enough to have that win condition. And so for me, oh no. So for me, they work together. Usually if I'm going to use Maul, I throw it as a kind of a capstone in a lane, and then I can focus the other lane with our Warpath. So it comes down to a read. I think that Rex is going to anticipate the Spectrum, and so I think that they're going to play into Wakandan Embassy. I think we're going to go with Captain America and Lizard into Necrotia, because if they push their power here, then we can overcome it. And then Lino, finally able to catch a live stream. I've been catching up on your past streams. You've helped me steamroll pool 2 with your Black Panther build. That's huge. That's huge, Lino. A rocky road, unless they're sniping. Rex, if you're here, don't be. Just go ahead and pause. We're gonna risk it. And Spectrum, depending if they put their Chavez here, then Spectrum would lose us the game. Oh no. Well, that's unfortunate. We're not gonna beat Necrotia. Ant-Man, we're not gonna beat that one. The saga of Rex ends on a downward trend. Either way that we played our cards, we weren't going to win that one. That's a big oof. Rex needs to... Oh, man, Rex. You're making us look bad. We did have a couple more subs come through, so I'm going to go ahead and trigger that notification one more time. So we had Jonathan, we had Mark, Dennis, Edson, James, Wamu, and Stop Exist. Thank you all so much for the subs. We'll try and actually gain some cubes for you guys. I appreciate you guys being here. Then Mystical Beings, Iron Man was the misplay. Yeah, it leaned too heavily in. It restricted us in what we could do on that final turn. So I agree. Plot twist, Rex is a bot. If we're getting destroyed by the Rex bot, Rex goes big or goes home. Then Harrison, wait, I haven't opened a card since Debris. How long ago was that you pulled Debris? Oh, or are you just saving up? You thought you'd get FOMO over pull 3 decks, but I've honestly found the one deck and stuck with it. Yep, and I think I really like the card acquisition system kind of as is, where it's a unique collection for everybody. But I can see, like, if you don't have any good resources, it being kind of difficult to climb. I like changing decks around, but I also support kind of specializing and getting really good with one particular deck. And then Marcus, where are the moving deck players? So with Warrior Falls, move decks are kind of tough to run today and tomorrow. I bet they'll be back a couple days after the featured location goes away. And then Richard, thoughts on Sandman? I really want to like Sandman. My issue with Sandman is that you have to build your deck almost entirely around the assumption that you're going to be able to drop your Sandman. And so those games that you don't draw into him are really difficult to win. And so I like Sandman, I like his tech, but because you have to build your deck so heavily around it, it feels inconsistent. Tyler, I just want Destroyer and pull 3. I don't care for the other cards. Destroyer is a big one. I know that's on a lot of people's want list. We can do Warpath. We can do maybe a Punisher and a Colossus next turn. If we need to, we can do Iron Man and Sakaar. We also have Colossus that we can drop in the Danger Room without having the fear of it getting destroyed. But it depends on what other resources we draw to. So we get our Spectrum, which is massive. So I think we do Punisher and Colossus in mid. We can do either an Iron Man here or here. Iron Man is going to give us a better upside in the Nidavellir location because of the +5 to everything. But I think it's also viable in Sakaar as a way to make sure that we win that lane. So we're feeling pretty confident. We need to gain some cubes back, so I'm gonna go ahead and snap. And then I saw somebody say, "Hey, another Ferdinand here, by the way. Finally got all the cards. Final one at 3,224. Ferdinand, that's huge. You can now begin playing the game. Hopefully, it's just in time for pull 4 to unlock, so that you can start pulling those instead." And then somebody asked, "Would you go on Snap Jeopardy if Kawa invites you?" Would love to see you there. I think Snap Jeopardy is such a unique, unique idea, and I would love to be able to go on it. The issue I've found with a lot of collaboration requests is that we have creators in such a wide time frame, time zone difference that it's hard for everybody to mash up, especially with my kind of hectic schedule. But I would absolutely love to be able to go on one. Umais, you said retreat? Oh, this is the final turn. Oh my gosh, I thought we had an additional turn. I thought we had one more turn, guys. I was going to go Iron Man into Spectrum. So they played Blue Marvel, they played Khazar. They probably have a lot of one-cost cards. We don't think Spectrum can get us there? They do have the demon token, but they also run the risk of dropping here. I don't think this is worth 8. I think if it was for an additional 2, I think absolutely I would have stayed in. But for an additional 6, I think that is very scary to go up against with the Spectrum Danger Room just for the luck. We might have, but with this list, I think what they had left in their hand was probably 2 or 3 1-cost cards. And so with the 1-cost cards, I think they would have been able to maybe a Squirrel Girl cap out these locations. And I think they had a higher chance of winning out of it. Jake Hollywood, these streams are getting huge. They are getting absolutely massive. And then the Reckoning, can I replace Ebony Maw with Nova? You can. If you're having a like difficult time dropping your Ebony Maw, when Ebony Maw works, it works so incredibly well. But if you're running into Killmongers, if it's too clunky, I think at least right now, Nova would be pretty decent. Mojo and Claw, Mojo and Claws, Maw and Iron Man out. I did have Claw out of it, but as soon as I started queuing up, I was going into mirror matches, and I was getting outpowered by decks that ran Iron Man instead of the Claw. Archit, you pulled Ultron? That's huge. He's not the highest high roll, but he can create so much surprise factor for the opponent that he's so much fun to use. And then Angela over Lizard, you can. I think it'd be decent. Oh no, did the stream die for you guys? Are we back? We're back. I don't know if maybe it just lagged. My bits are just dropping. Just made it for the stream. Are we near the end of lunch break? No, we still have a little bit of time. Oh no. Is the stream fine on your end? Is people rating? I don't know. I don't know what just happened. The stream skipped a little bit. Are we back? Are we back, guys? That was incredibly scary. People attacking the stream. They don't want us to go positive. Don't tell me you're on the same ISP as Molt. I don't think we are, but I know Molt has a lot of issues. I think maybe it's on the YouTube side. The F's in the chat. We're back again, though. I think we're back again. If you refresh the stream, it should be good. But yeah, we have 600 people in the stream. We do have over 100 likes. But if you guys are enjoying the lunch live streams, make sure that you do give them a like. The support is absolutely massive. It helps the algorithm reach a wider audience so that they can enjoy as well. So after this turn, these locations are going to switch. And then Harry, yeah, it jumped. I think maybe people were refreshing, and so it was counting a few people twice. But yeah, it did jump over 700 for just a second. So I think we do Warpath into the Starlight Citadel. If Warrior Falls goes over here, then we're going to have a good upside here. If not, then we have a pretty good lead in the Raft. They have 3 2-cost cards versus our Lizard. So all 4 of these would get destroyed if Warriors Falls goes here, which I think would be kind of funny to see. YouTube can't handle your popularity. I've seen some streams go pretty big, and so I don't know. I don't know exactly what it is. I think it's more so the internet provider, but we will try and find our upside nonetheless. So this kind of becomes tricky. So I want to invest additional cards over into Warrior Falls. But if I do, and they don't do anything, my cards will fight themselves. The lowest power one will still get destroyed. And so I think what we're going to do instead is do this one, and then we'll maybe drop Spectrum into Warrior Falls on that last turn, knowing that Spectrum will probably be the one that gets destroyed. That's what we're going to lean into. Oh, the Shang-Chi play is actually hurtful. That's not great. Oh, no. And they are going to have Nova that pops itself because it's the lowest power card. So we're going to go even further negative here. And then Lunar, you said trying out this deck and then a solid like negative 15. The one that I'm running, so we may need to tweak it a little bit. We'll tweak it a little bit more. And then Argumentable, I've always wondered why people use Warpath over Namor. So for me, if I do Namor into just an empty lane, a lot of times that 10 power is not going to be enough to win the game by itself, or the lane by itself. And so, or even getting buffed up to 12. And so then it really restricts being able to play additional resources there. The opponent usually knows exactly what they need to outpower you over in that lane. And so it seems a little bit, for me, it's, I don't know, it feels a little bit telegraphed. This destroying and Warriors Falls lags a lot. It does. It lags the game really, really heavily. So we could gamble and try to go with a Spectrum. But I don't think we do. I think they have the win condition. We're going to take the 2 cubes over the other one. Let's tweak our deck just a little bit. Let's see if we can optimize it so that we can start finding some win conditions instead. Omega Red instead of Warpath. Omega Red is a pool 3, so we don't have Omega Red just yet. And so let's go ahead and we'll take out Shang-Chi, and then let's add in. Let's look for our ongoing cards. We can add in Cosmo. I think that's a good add. That's one that we definitely want to have in. Do we take out Iron Man for Claw? I know that there's been a lot of kind of questions back and forth about that one. We can try out Claw instead. But if we do Claw, I think at that point, our Warpath becomes better as a Namor. Because then we can drop Namor in the far right lane. We can drop Claw to push additional power over there. And so I think if we're going with the Claw route, I think Namor over Warpath. Mystical Beings, you said I was using Claw instead of Iron Man. Take Maul out and place Sunspot. I feel like Sunspot doesn't do as much for us. The stream must have gotten placed into Warriors Fall earlier. That explains the lag. It does explain the lag a bit. Yeah, I think Spectrum is better in a Zoo variant or with Wong. Yeah, I don't think Warpath and Spectrum work in the same deck. It can, but swap Punisher for Sultan. You're keeping us waiting. King of Falls, Namor. Warrior Falls, Namor would be a pretty decent one because it's 10. Swap Punisher for Claw? Punisher. So we took out Iron Man for Claw. Would you say keep Iron Man in? I think that gets too heavy-handed, where we have too many expensive drops. And then would Electro be a good pull 3 card for this deck? I don't know about for this deck, but I think Electro in an early like ramp deck is phenomenal. We could go Sandman, but at 1 power, Sandman seems tough. Swap Warpath and Namor. You say Warpath is still the play? Okay, we'll lock that one in. We'll go ahead and jump into a couple of games, and we will just remember. I'm going to reset our cubes to 0, but remember we were -9. We will never forget the -9. So we're going to do capture 2. Let's update our overlay really quickly, and then we'll jump into some more games. Maybe this tweak will be a little bit better for us. We need to grab screenshots of the cards that we changed. So Warpath is the same. We need to grab one of Claw. And then we need to grab one of Cosmo. I think are the only 2 changes or tweaks that we made to it. And then I'll update the card overlay after we get in, but I needed the pictures before we jumped over. And then as we're jumping over, let me go ahead and re-trigger our sub alert. We've had quite a few come through. So we had Ben Morrow, we had Joseph, Tyler B, Stan, Dennis, Brian, Eastleet. Thank you all so much for the subs. And then there is one that I unfortunately can't read. I'm going to trigger that one to come through. I'm not able to read that one, but I appreciate you being here. I'm so glad to have you guys. So we have Ebony Maw. Depending on what these locations are, maybe we throw that into Warrior Falls by itself. And so let's go ahead and we're gonna update the card abilities overlay. Oh, actually, we'll wait a minute. So we have Monster in Monster Island. I think maybe we use that as a way to try to cap out this location with something like Ebony Maw in either a 1-cost card or another 2-cost card. And then Brandon Longfellow, hey TLSG, can you tell us that amazing story of how you got your name again? Yeah, absolutely. So, a long time ago, I played Call of Duty competitively at like the highest of levels, and whenever I did that, I had a very specific role. I had the role of being a sniper, and so like I was always kind of hanging out in the back. I was never in the team fights, but I was really good at this role, and so I was able to get picks all the time. And so the TLSG is that lonely sniper guy because I was always out in the back by myself. I never got to be with my teammates, and so yep, it came from my Call of Duty days. No, so it stands for that live stream guy. I don't know if maybe you were just wanted to see if I came up with some kind of story, but it stands for that live stream guy. I used to stream for all of oh, actually Warpath won't trigger here. I used to stream for all of like 2 or 3 weeks, and it was that live stream guy because I thought it would be funny to have other people like trying to share the stream with their friends and say, hey, have you seen that live stream guy? And their response is which one? Warpath actually won't trigger in World Ship because it's ongoing if any of your other locations are empty. World Ship is the only other location, and so there are no, it doesn't trigger. It looks like they're going to run an Odin at the very end. So if we can get Cosmo, I think maybe we can sneak the win, but most likely we're going to retreat here. Yeah, World Ship is the worst. We added in Claw over Iron Man, and then we just get immediately slapped with World Ship instead. Ooh, we do get Cosmo. So they're not going to be able to do an Odin on the final turn. And we have initiative, so if they do like a Jessica Jones here, it's not going to trigger. I don't know that we beat their power regardless, but this is one step closer. New story, TLSG is actually your middle name. That's not a bad one either. I think I could spin that one. Oh, Gray Dragon, it could be that Last Samurai guy, just because it resonated with me. And I felt a true calling to the movie. Lino, I would have believed the story otherwise. Would you really? I have a hard time being deceitful. I have a hard time being deceitful. I always feel the need to tell the truth right after. And then Arctic, does Warpath work on World Ship? It doesn't, because there are no other locations for it to trigger off of. It's not going to work. So I think we retreat out of this one. I don't think we even risk the additional cubes because I anticipate an Odin play here. And so I am gonna back out. We're gonna start as a -1 for our new list, but I don't feel like that is a true representation of the list. I feel like I have to get creative with my stories. Timothy Ludwig Stephen Gustav. That's my middle name, but it was too long for people. I like that, Red VI. I like that one. That's what we'll do for the next one. For anyone that catches the next question that comes through, that's what we're gonna do. M Matt, we could have snapped as a bluff. I don't know. Then we would be locked in, and it'd be hard to get out. I think we would probably lose. And then GOMD, how's it going? I'm glad you're able to jump in and join us. Odin would have tied them there though. With JC, is that if we had Spectrum? No, Spectrum wouldn't have triggered. Or is that with what, our Warpath? For the 5 power? That lonely sniper guy. Brandon, I'm so annoyed how I'm at 409 in pool 2 and still don't have Sunspot, Deadpool, or Cosmo. So Deadpool's pull 3, but the other two I completely understand. So actually, Warrior Falls here with Sunspot, unless they skip, we're gonna kill their. Actually, unless they play something in Warrior. No, actually, let me gather my thoughts really quickly. So Sunspot gains power. Somebody left this as a comment on my video. Sunspot gains his power after the turn, so that's after the location's trigger. And so they're going to lose their Sunspot here. Unless they, even if they play another card, 1 power is going to be the lowest power card in Warrior Falls, so they're going to end up losing it. I always regret bluff snaps. Unless I have like a halfway decent push, so do I. So do I. And so they skipped wanting to absorb the energy with their Sunspot, but because of the way that the order of events work, Sunspot wasn't able to get the power first. So let's go with Mr. Sinister in Mojo World. We're gonna want to keep tempo here to try to have more cards than they do. And so let's drop in the Mr. Fantastic. No running around quick sniping. That one. That did run rampant, Mystical Being. I wasn't very good as a sniper. I did play Call of Duty for a little while, not competitively or anything, but I did play it for a little while, and I just wasn't great with the sniper. That lightly shaven guy, thinking about what you said about your daughter. That Diego, that one fits too. I like both of those. Colossus might break the location. It might, because it's not going to be able to be destroyed, and so then we just may stall out and lag. Did I Umais, did I drink Pilk? No, I haven't yet. I haven't drank Pilk yet. So yeah, we have the doggos around. We have one doggo on the couch, and then one doggo sleeping behind me. And so we use a warpath. It matches their warpath. We have the advantage here, and then even if we don't, we could try to sneak a claw into that location. So I think we do a Cosmo and an armor into Muir Island, and we try and find some additional upside. Krispy Kreme, how's it going? I hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Lino, had a game where my opponent invested most of their energy into Sunspot just to meet Killmonger before the last turn. That's my issue with running Sunspot in a lot of decks, is that I find that sometimes I lean too heavily on Sunspot being my win condition, that if they surprise us and drop, if they surprise us, then we can end up losing. And so, Gutang, are you headed to bed? I hope that you have a great rest of your night. I'm so glad you were able to join us for a little while. And so, Ronak, he will move Vision. Yep, I agree. I think he moves Vision here. That brings him to 19 power. So that's going to be more than what we can drop. Wait. Yeah, you'll lose the middle location anyways. So you said Warpath ties. You drop, you lose? Yeah, we do. Go claw on left, you'll win. You think so? I think they drop... Do they drop a Spectrum here? Umais, I don't know that he's overrated. Because if they drop anything here, they lose their Warpath bonus. We can do the Claw. I think Claw on the left is our best bet. They can't drop Spectrum here for it to buff. They might drop Spectrum here. Oh, interesting. So they go with Vision into the far left, into a Jubilee play. So our Claw is actually going to allow us, unless they have something that counteracts it, our Claw is going to allow us to win the flooded location. Muir Island does maintain a locked down one location. So just like that, we are Mr. Positive 7 cubes. They will play for right. Yep, I didn't anticipate them stacking so much power in Warrior's Fall. Like, I'll take it, but I didn't anticipate it. And then Chad, can you please do a negative deck? I think there are a few decent negative decks, but with him being -1 power, a lot of it starts losing a lot of consistency, because if you don't draw into that right draw line, you lose most of those games. If I was going to run it now, I think I would do a high roll version that runs a Jane Foster to pull those 0 costs back out of your deck once you invert them. Maybe I might take a look at it. Harry, my Mr. Positive streamer. So we have Project Pegasus. We have 6 energy this turn. Do we lean all the way into one of the locations? I think we fully cap out the Project Pegasus lane. We'll be able to do Lizard on 2, Ebony Maw on 3, and then we're just looking at locking down one of the other ones depending on what we draw into from that point. Put Onslaught in this deck. You'll have 2 options on turn 6 rather than Spectrum. With Claw, that could be a potential ease. With Claw, it might be able to be viable. Onslaught's tough to run in a lot of scenarios. I think we're still going to go Lizard. Them playing Onslaught on the first turn is scary. So now they know that we're not going to be able to counter anything they drop here. I think there's a lot of ways we can lose this one. If they snap, it might be one where we retreat. But, oh my gosh, Sakar absolutely trolls us. Okay. What a strange series of events. And then Lost Souls. Negative serotonin still works. It's just not as strong or as potent. Yeah. So we pulled our Ebony Maw, and then Electra goes ahead and snipes the Maw right out from under us. So this looks like they're running a 1-cost deck. I think they still win this one, because if they have a Khazar, that's going to push this way over the edge. If they have a Khazar and a Blue Marvel, I don't think we're going to be able to compete for it. I'd rather take a 1-cube loss and then jump into a more advantageous matchup. The Onslaught one is tough. Yeah, it's tough whenever you don't have a hard counter against Onslaught. And he could have Iron Man as well. Beat you. I don't know how I feel about that Sakar either. And then we did have a couple more subs come through. Let's go ahead and trigger the notification one time, and then we'll read through them. We have Imba, we had Sean, Akrol, Teapot King, Chad, Tomas, Haiti, and In Duran, or Woo Raider. Thank you guys so much for the subs. I appreciate it. I hope that you guys are having a fantastic day. I'm so glad to have you guys here. And then Umais, do you have titles? I have a couple. We opened some caches yesterday. I think it was like 38 on stream at the end of the last live stream, and so we got a few. I can show them right after this game. So they have Blade, they have Morbius. They're going with a discard deck. Interesting. We might drop our Cosmo to try to counter a discard that they play, or maybe we just lean in and go Punisher instead. And then we try to look for a more advantageous position for ourselves. What caches do you get titles from? I think it's from the reserves. So I think it's 1,000 collection level 1,000 plus that you start pulling them. The meme goblin. Yeah, we got introverted. That's the one that I feel like resonates with me the most. Do we? I don't think we ever win this location. We're gonna go ahead and push more power there, but I don't think we kind of dislike titles. I think they're like avatars. I think the first couple that you pull are really, really cool. But I think after that, it loses a bit of potency. Because at that point, it's not as new, it's not as exciting to pull them. So we can do Warpath into the sewer system. Or no, they've discarded their Apocalypse one time. So it's a 12 power card. We can do Warpath into the sewer system. They're not going to be able to play him here. I think they will probably naturally drop it into Warrior's Fall. And so I think we do Warpath and then a Spectrum into Asgard on the final turn. Had such bad luck with caches. Lately, 1 new card in 10 caches. Chad, that hopefully that means that you'll just pull more soon. And then Harry, so we're almost at 200 likes. That's huge. Yeah, so we're at 196 on my end. And so I appreciate the call out. If you guys are watching the stream and you are enjoying it, make sure that you or consider giving it a like. You don't have to make sure that you do it. Consider giving it a like. It helps the stream reach a wider audience so that they can enjoy it as well. And so I'm not sure what broke in Warriors Fall. They had one of their cards get destroyed, right? And so if we did a Spectrum here, you're already right. You're already like Ronak. Thank you so much. And then 5 or 6 in a row with gold or credits. Hopefully you pull some cards soon. Just had 2 games tie in a row. That's really, really rare. You always give it a like whenever you see any snap stream. Heavens, that's so huge. Thank you so much. So if we did Spectrum in mid, that's going to give us a 7 power push here. That pushes us to 16, which will take a 3-point advantage from them here and add it into our side here. So it brings them down to, what, 15? And then brings us up to 16. Then we get the boost from Spectrum. I think they're going to drop their Apocalypse. Normie, you said dude retreat. I think they drop their Apocalypse. Well, they if they do, they drop it in the left lane. I think we lose as a result of that. No, we would lose. We would win in Warriors Fall as a result. I think we're okay. I might be wrong, but my call is that we're okay. So the Apocalypse left. That wins them left. We win mid, and the Baxter Building change swings Warriors Fall for us. We win that one as well. So we do get the call correct. I could see how that one should have been a retreat, or could have looked like a retreat. Yeah, so if he played Apocalypse mid, it would cycle, and so I think we'd be okay. Dad, make sure to be nice. This looks really, really bad. This definitely looks bad. Ronak, he should have played mid, but that would have rotated his Apocalypse, so it's a harder call. Whenever you have a 12 power card, most of the time you want to make sure you play that on the board. You feel like you should play that on the board. And then 600 viewers. Wow, man, what a growth. Since launch, the growth has been absolutely insane. Like less than a month ago, we were at 3,000 subs, like 3,800, and we're pushing 15,000 now, which is it's mind blowing. I thought 3,000 was mind blowing, and so now we're 5 times that. It's crazy. So we do have Monster Island. We are going to skip on turn 1. We have Lizard for turn 2, potentially a Cosmo for turn 3. And then 1 Alpha. Come on, boys, give the stream a like. I appreciate the reminders, because a lot of times I forget. It's not that I don't necessarily. Wow. So we jumped from 196 likes up to 253. You guys are legendary. Thank you so much. So let's go with Lizard into Monster Island. We could push Lizard into Warrior Falls if we want to try to like sneak a destruction there, but I think it's a little bit too weak for it. And then Broncos, are you going to open a bunch of caches at the end again today? So I don't have any more stored up, Broncos. We opened all of them. I can't open them on this account because we're stalling ourselves on this account at pool 2. And then Shader, why are the likes so low? They just jumped about 50 or 60. So I'm happy with it. I'm happy with the jump. We can do Cosmo in Monster Island to make sure that there's no kind of Shang-Chi plays that could hurt us. And then maybe we do Captain America, maybe we do a Punisher, a Claw to push power over into the Warrior Falls. Pretty soon you'll be getting sent that YouTube plaque. Rambo, if that ever happens, I can't even imagine. That seems so unrealistic, but so did 10,000. So did 1,000, so did 15,000. So at this point, who knows? At this point, there's no telling. I think the sky's the limit. Does your daughter know that you're a streamer? She doesn't. She's only 1.5, and so she doesn't know much other than some of the kids shows and drawing with chalk and a few choice words. Her favorite game is to sneak up on people and say boo, and so she doesn't know just yet. My son does, but my daughter doesn't. So we could do Ant-Man here, but I don't know if we want to cap it out just yet or not. And then playing into Warrior Falls feels kind of scary. It would destroy the Mysterio. If this is the real Mysterio, it would destroy it, but it still feels a little bit scary. I don't know where I want to play cards. We're just going to play this, and we'll see. I think Mr. Fantastic at some point will get destroyed from Warrior Falls, but we'll see. You said, oh, she's just a baby. I thought she was a teenager. No, she's still really, really young. And then if Warrior Falls rotates, what changes you would make in the deck? So for this specific deck, I don't know that I would make any. As you progress into Pool 2, you can. But I think for this one, I think it runs the same with it here and without it. And then Brandon Longfellow, thank you so much for joining as a channel member. If you refresh the stream, you'll now have access to our growing list of emotes.
Hey, welcome. It took you long enough.
And the ultimate dad joke should come through. It's very much appreciated. The support is so greatly appreciated. We could do Claw to push power here. They're gonna have a Jessica Jones, so they're gonna destroy our Mr. Fantastic. Maybe we lean in with a Warpath. They're gonna our Mr. Fantastic is gonna get destroyed here. They're gonna have to move Vision after this turn, or else it will get destroyed. Is there a good deck specifically for Warrior Falls? I would say that an Electro ramp deck is really, really strong, because then you can play Electro into Warrior Falls. If it gets destroyed, that's fine. If it doesn't, then you still have the upside of having the extra energy. Either that, or sometimes you can run a Magneto movement deck. And so like if they're running a Dracula discard, you can pull their Dracula over into Warrior Falls, force it to be destroyed before it discards anything and pulls anything in. And then Brandon Falls following up with the super chat, super sticker. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Brandon. So the support is so greatly appreciated. So we don't have a great final turn here. If they move Vision over here, that only brings them to 18. So I think we win 18 if this is the real Mysterio. So 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. I think we lose this one. And our Lizard goes down in power. We're gonna jump out of this one before we lose any additional cubes, especially without Spectrum to buff up our cards at the very end. Yeah, Brandon is the legend here. I'm just here to make sure everybody knows of the man, the myth, the legend of Brandon Longfellow. And how old is your son? Maybe you can stream together. So my son is 11. He's not necessarily interested in the game that I'm playing. He's very into like Roblox and Minecraft and like building his own kind of like servers, or I guess maps or worlds. And although he thinks it's cool that I do content on YouTube, it doesn't necessarily align with what he likes. Brandon, yes, praise me more. Everybody must know of the legendary Brandon. Let's go with Colossus into Asgard. We're gonna try to get through a few games here so that we can maybe gain a little bit of ground. Big brain must run in the family. I don't know. I don't know that I would say I'm big-brained. I'm very analytical, but there are things that kind of go over my head. So like history, I can't remember or learn history to save my life. But numbers have always just kind of came naturally and made sense to me. No words. Yeah, I had no words, no follow-up words I wasn't able to find any follow-up words. Let's go ahead and do the Mr. Fantastic. Where we could do Punisher if we're really trying to compete for this location. We could do Punisher. Maybe next turn we do a Warpath to try and get the upside in Asgard. Ronak, history sucks. History's tough for me because it's just memorization. I've met some people that like that is their favorite thing, and I just could never. And then Ivory, is this deck good to rank push? I think that with this deck you have to be patient because you're going to get some really big games. You're also going to get some droughts where you don't draw into Spectrum, you don't draw into your resources. So I think just playing this one patiently is going to be what you need to rank quickly. I think outside of Warrior's Fall, I think Destruction deck is probably the best one to push right now because it counters everything else that is really strong. $10 for 8 cubes. Wait, oh, I put $10 down. You got to get 8 cubes next and I'll put 10 more. Wait, so like 8 cubes this game? Is that what you're saying, Brandon? If we need 8 cubes, that's what we're gonna push for. But now we're just waiting on the opponent. It all comes down to them. Oh, next game. Okay, okay, Brandon. So how do we come back? How do we come back from this? So we have Warpath. We have a pretty good advantage here. We could do Mr. Fantastic. We could do Lizard, Captain America. None of those are great for us. Jessica Jones is going to be big in Dream Dimension. Maybe we just do a Lizard. Maybe we do Mr. Fantastic that pushes power over to the side. I think I kind of like a Lizard into nowhere. It seems like we shouldn't run that, but we can do a Claw here on the final turn to push more power to the side if they're going to anticipate a potential Spectrum drop. I mean, we have to eat. We have to eat out here. It's a lunch live stream. We gotta have enough to support our meal. So they drop a Wolfsbane. If they have an Odin, they can absolutely overcome us here. But I think we lean in. I think we're going to do Ant-Man and Lizard into nowhere. We do Claw to push additional power over here. And we'll see. I don't know if it's enough to get us there, but we're gonna give it a shot. Lost, when you suck at math and have the memory of a goldfish. Both math and history exams failed. Lost Souls. That is a tough one. Then Ronak, what time is it? So it is 11:14 a.m. for me right now. So the White Tiger pushes a lot of power over into nowhere. Owner reveals won't trigger, so Rocket Raccoon actually can't buff up. We're gonna win nowhere by 1. Oh my gosh! Had they snapped, that would have been our 8 cube game. I mean, we're trying to buy dinner, or we're trying to buy lunch here. So we'll take the 4 cubes. That pushes us up just a little bit. The Ant-Man at the very end, that top deck for Ant-Man was huge. That was that was the game breaker. It broke that game wide open. Yeah, that one was really, really close. So let's jump into the next one. We have a couple more subs that I want to call out.
Oh, snap.
So we have Lucas, we had Randy Moy, we had Valence, we have Ermetz, Red Sun, Sayukron, William, and Gustavo. I don't think I called yours out either. Thank you all for the subs. The support is absolutely massive. I appreciate it. I'm so glad to have you guys here. Ant-Man best card confirmed. S tier, S++ tier. Then Sean, I swear I'm not a stalker, but what state do you live in? Because you're in the same time zone. So I live in Texas, Sean. I live near Houston, near the Houston area. And then Octo collection level. So for this account, we're at 474. So we're at the very end of pool 2. On my main account, I'm a little over 5,000. I think I'm pushing close to 6,000 at this point. Oh, and then Unsilent Ninja, do you make your bot look like do you make your account look like a bot on purpose? No, I just actually didn't think about changing the profile because we don't have any of the like unique avatars that I just never updated it. Dylan Brooks, you said I'm in H-Town too, and then Fire and Can, H-Town holding it down. And then Harry, Sean is a stalker confirmed. Yeah, H-Town, I haven't lived here all of my life, but I really enjoy it. Everything is bigger in Texas, especially the cube gains. But Meme Goblin, along with bigger cube gains, that also means that when we're Mr. Negative, we are much further negative as well. Houston's huge. I don't know that I could live like directly in Houston. I think it's too big for me. But living like 20 minutes outside of Houston, I do enjoy. So we could cap out the Nidavellir location. They have a move deck, so this is, I think their weak lane is going to be the Crimson Cosmos. We're not able to play 2 or 3 cost cards. I think we do something like a Cosmo here to restrict the space that they can play their Heimdall. Next turn we'll do a Claw that's going to push another 6, so that would tie a Heimdall here, and then we could lean into a Spectrum if we top deck it. And so we're going to go ahead and snap off of this one. Sean, have your IP already on my way. Oh, we gotta end the stream, guys. We have Sean on the way. We have to divert. can't be calling me out like that. And negative 80 cubes. I'm waiting for the day that we have a stream that is just so negative, that it's just unbelievable. So let's go with Claw into the Nidavellir location. We did top deck into Spectrum, so if they do a Heimdall here, then it's going to shift their cards over, but that's fine. We're going to outpower them in the Crimson Cosmos lane. If they do it here, it's not going to shift cards, and then here, again, it should be okay. Let's go ahead and lean in on that. Isaiah, love your videos. Been having a lot of success with your Pool 2 Black Panther deck. Isaiah, that's huge. I think especially now that it's been a couple weeks since Black Panther released, I think immediately after it was released, there was a lot of counterplay to it. So people were anticipating a lot of Black Panthers. And so now I think it's more of a kind of surprise. I think it's more of a surprise play, and it's pretty strong. If they don't have a counter to it, it's really hard to compete against it. Lost Souls, he's hungry. Go ahead and snack. I mean, but that requires the chi to snap back. We're doing our best. Oh, they go ahead and retreat. We're doing our best. But we just didn't quite get there. Brandon, a cloak or a cloak or a strange. So actually either one. He couldn't have done either one, Brandon. So Nidavellir, we had Cosmo, so he wouldn't be able to cloak this location. This one, he couldn't drop any 1, 2, or 3 cost cards, and so he wouldn't be able to drop it here or here. The only thing he could do is drop it here. And so the locations favored us. Unfortunately, we don't get the 8 cubes. We don't get to eat lunch today. We can have a value meal. We can take the 10 from Brandon earlier. We can have a value meal, which is absolutely fine with me. Electro Ramp is solid. Yeah, Electro Ramp is really, really strong. And then Jordan Troom, holy moly, haven't caught a TLSG stream in a while. Must be my lucky day. I'm so glad that you're here, Jordan Troom. I'm so glad that you're here. Are you still pretty actively playing? What collection are you at now? And then we are up to 320 likes on the stream, which is massive. I think that blows the last couple out of the water. And so thank you guys for all of the support and just being here to enjoy the stream, enjoy the videos. Meme Goblin, A for effort. Thank you so much. we tried our best. And then yeah, those adult Happy Meals at McDonald's, they're no joke. They're legit.
A for effort.
And then Dextrox, how's it going? I'm glad you're able to jump in and join us. And thank you, Meme Goblin, for the super chat. That is very, very much appreciated. I think we're going to drop our Lizard into Hala. If it looks like they're going to outpower us, we do have armor to help protect our cards. But I think we kind of save that to see if maybe we can just outpower them and beat them here. We get the value meal plus the $2 juice box. That's all you need. That's all we need in life. We are at that point. We are complete. We are whole. Let's do the Punisher. That's going to give us a little bit more direct power into Hala. If we don't feel like we have to drop armor, then I'm not going to. So if we draw into, Warpath is actually a pretty decent play here. Jordan Troom, I've been playing a bit less. I've been playing a lot of magic spell slingers lately. Magic Spell Slingers. I haven't heard of that one, but it sounds like it would be kind of fun. Is it a new release, or has it been something that's been there a while? So this is actually kind of risky. A lot of times in Hala, you don't really want to invest too much because it either makes or breaks the game wide open. So at that point, it either forces a retreat or it forces a loss, or you just automatically win. So I think with Warpath, I don't know of a higher 4-cost card that they can drop. If they drop 2 cards here, maybe they outmatch us because our Lizard goes down by 3. But I think we're going to take their resources out of the water. Double or nothing. Brandon Longfellow, double or nothing, Meme Goblin. So is that like doubling down now? And Brandon, thank you again for the super chat. We're going to go ahead and go with the Warpath. I think that gives us a pretty good shot here. Jubilee is kind of scary.
Meme Goblin.
Oh my gosh, no way. That's tough. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. That is going to be a retreat. We have already. Oh well. I guess let's not update the cube counter just yet. Most likely we lose this one. I don't see a good way to win it. That's just such a massive play. Yeah, I do feel like a retreat is in order now. We're gonna go ahead and we'll play. No, I don't even want to. We're gonna go ahead and retreat. We're not gonna lie to ourselves and say we have an upside. Shang-Chi, even at that point, wouldn't be enough because they just have additional resources. That's why I usually play away from Hala, just because it puts so much, it's a liability. You're putting so much onto it that, oh man, that Jubilee pull was massive. That was the best top deck I think they could have gotten. Who's the best pull to destruction card? Bucky Barnes is a really solid destruction card all the way around. And so I think he's probably the kind of the build around potential and why that's able to be built. Sabretooth is also pretty decent in pool 2 when you don't have a lot of additional resources. And then Jordan Trube, you said it's pretty new. You're shocked that there isn't a lot of content on it on YouTube. It's a lot like Hearthstone. I'll check it out. I'll see if it's something that looks like it. If it looks like something that would be good. And Dad, I don't think that the combo itself is what's kind of alarming, but it's like a 1 out of 6 chance for it to pull, and so for it to pull in that exact moment, I think that's where the surprise comes in. So we're gonna go ahead and play Armor into Monster Metropolis. We're not gonna gamble anymore. We're not gonna gamble anymore. That hurt us. We gotta play safe. We gotta play safe and structurally sound. We could do Punisher into the Monster Metropolis. We have Claw if we want to push power over. Warpath here is going to be a pretty decent push. Then we can look for our win conditions elsewhere. Snap or no? I mean, we can. We don't have all of our resources, but I'm okay with snapping. And then a kit power. How much do you enjoy the more chaotic cards? Morph, Scarlet Witch, Jubilee. I think if they're built right, you can kind of mitigate how chaotic they can be, and you can find more upside out of them. Scarlet Witch is probably my least favorite out of those 3, just because I feel like I attract the lowest possible roll there. But otherwise I like the other 2. I like Morph because you can get a read for what kind of list your opponent's running, and from that read you can tell if it's going to be good to drop your Morph or not. And so you can kind of control the RNG aspect of that one. Jubilee, if it's built well, then you're gonna almost always hit a high priority target. And so I like them. I like those cards quite a bit. And then Lost Souls. Yeah, his deck could have a lot of other chonky cards. You're right. Leech is a good chaotic card. It's just hard to use it's just hard to use on turn 5. And then Meme Goblin, if you win, I'll drop 5 for Brando. You guys are, if we keep going, we're gonna upgrade from an adult Happy Meal all the way to like steak dinner. And so we have Warpath. We don't have our Spectrum just yet. So I almost think we drop Claw to push power into the Warrior's Fall location. It's either that or we drop a Colossus. Captain America would actually tie the location, so maybe that's not the best play either. Maybe we do Colossus and Captain America into the left lane, and that gives us some flexibility of if we feel like we need to drop a card here to cap it out, or if we need to drop Claw to push power. I think this is going to give us a little bit more flexibility. Meme Goblin said that there's money on the line, so now we're getting nervous. The Meme Goblin, are you Brandon? Tell the truth. So they have a 14 power Devil Dino. If we go Claw here, we don't have any good counters, and Iron Man right now looks fantastic. A Claw here gives 5 power or 4 power. But it's not gonna, none of our cards are gonna beat their Devil Dino. Claw here would have to rely on getting the upside here. We're gonna lose this one. It looks like we're gonna stay. Meme Goblin, we're gonna stay at the adult value mill. Let's go ahead and back out of this one. We're gonna lose the 2 cubes. We're gonna take the 2 cube lick, and then we'll jump back into the next one. And then Rainbow, unrelated, but are you going to be picking up Pokemon Scarlet or Violet? I probably will at some point. I bought Sword and Shield a little bit after it was released. I didn't buy it like right after, but I guess I kept seeing and hearing different things about it that I eventually I eventually bought into the hype and bought it, and then played through it, beat it in like a day, and then had to wait until the expansions came out. But I'll probably pick it up at some point. Celery Paints, hello TLSG, have a blessed stream, and thank you for all the knowledge. Thank you so much, Celery. I'm so glad to have you here. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Then Sean, I once lost a game because Scarlet Witch turned it into Atlantis, and they had played a squirrel. I've had it where it changed into Bar with no name, and then all of a sudden, of course, we lose because we had more power. That one's also pretty brutal to deal with. And Lost Souls, don't blow through all the dough on a steak dinner. Gotta save some from a juice box. That's true. That's true. Lost Souls. We have to be wise about our our lunch choice. And so I will have to probably another 10 or 15 minutes. We'll have to end, but we're gonna see if we can gain some cubes in the meantime. Harry, I know that you're not a new sub, Harry. But we can do Cosmo into Muir Island. We could do it into Nidavellir. We have a Claw to push power over here, so maybe we compete for these 2. I think that's what we're going to lean in on. Pokemon stream win? I mean, we could always do it on Twitch. Twitch, we have a smaller following, so we might throw some variety content there at some point. And then Kim can't. I know you're not a new sub either. Have you tried out Overwatch 2? It's so much better now than release date. I haven't tried out Overwatch 2. I played Overwatch for just a little while, but it's been quite a bit. Does PC gets update before mobile for Marvel Snap? No, it should be the same time. And then Dark, you said big fan TLSG. I just want to ask on how do you get more profile icons? I just want to get Magic's icon so bad. So you'll eventually unlock more through just your collection track as you're opening caches. So once you're, I think it's 1,000 collection level, 1,000 plus, you have a chance at pulling avatars as your cosmetic pool from that location. I played over. Is that Overwatch 2 when it was just Overwatch? Then Stan Sue, are you a new sub? So they snap into this location, which is kind of scary. I think we go Claw. That'll push some power here. That also kind of gives us some coverage in Nidavellir. We're gonna snap back. I think this is a bot. Hopefully they can't outpower us with 15 power in the flooded lane, but we'll see. We do have Spectrum in hand. We'll have to remember to drop Spectrum in Muir Island and not in Nidavellir. The lunch stream guy looks the most reasonable. Okay, so the Shang-Chi definitely hurt. Definitely hurt. Oh my gosh. Now I know why they snapped. That was a tough one. That was so bad. Hi TLSG, old sub here. Fell and bonked my head. I can't seem to remember your name. So, whenever I was born, there was a lot of debate over what my middle name should be. Like they had all of these different names. They couldn't decide on which one they wanted to go with, and so they settled. And they finally, after what's been told to me is that it was at least 3 weeks that they were debating back and forth on these. We're gonna go ahead and retreat on these names, and they said they narrowed it down to 4, and so the 4 they just couldn't decide from there, and so they ended up just making my middle name insanely long. So I have 4 middle names, and it is Timothy, Larry, Sergio, and Gus are my 4 middle names. But that's a lot. That's a lot to remember. And so I as I got older, I shortened it down to just tell everyone that TLSG is the middle name, and that they don't have to remember all of them. And so we're gonna take our 4 cube loss here. We're at +7. Let's read out a couple of the subs. And then Sam Coney, welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a fantastic day so far. We had Urtito, we had Red, we had Raphael, we had On, Miguel, Celery Paints. I thought you were already subbed Celery Paints, but I'm glad to see that you subbed. We had Oxdans, we had Eluista, Lucas, Randy Moy, Valance. I think I already read those. But thank you all so much for the subs. I hope that you guys are having a fantastic day. I'm so glad to have you guys here. Let's go ahead and jump into, I think maybe we'll do maybe one more. But then I do have a meeting that I have to prep for. This has been so much fun. Maybe a couple more. I don't know that we'll settle on just one more. We'll do a few more, but we're looking to wind down. And then Paul Dexter, over 500 watching. And then just like that, we're at 495. So as it starts to plummet. No, I appreciate it, Paul. The growth that we've seen with the channel since launch has been absolutely insane. Like I thought that 3,000 was insane, and then now we're pushing for 15,000 subs. I can't thank you guys enough. There's been a lot of people that supported and gave tips along the way, and just different suggestions. And so I'm really appreciative of everybody that has kind of been on this journey, whether it's just started today or whether it started 5 months ago whenever we first started kind of building our account. So let's go ahead and drop Cosmo into the Bucky Barnes lane. If they don't destroy it this turn, then we are going to make sure that they can't destroy their Bucky Barnes at all. So hopefully they're greedy, and hopefully they do something else like a Sabretooth here, and we can counter that. We can counter that play. Whoa, they do a Deathlock into the Citadel? What? The Sarah negative guy. Lost Souls, that's a good one too. And then Bruno, wasn't TLSG for that live stream guy? It was. It is. So whenever I first started the channel or the stream, I always wanted to kind of have like an air of mystery around TLSG. And then the first time somebody asked, I was just so excited that somebody asked, and I immediately told like the true story. And so chat's been helping me come up with ideas for how to tell different origin stories as the question continues to come up. And so let's do, I think, Mr. Fantastic to push power out to the sides. We can do, or maybe we do Warpath. I think this lane is probably going to be an easy win for us. We can do Claw in that lane on 5. Maybe we push additional power there on the following turns. But I think overall it should be a pretty easy win. So they did Bucky Barnes, and they followed up with a Hood in a lane that they can't trigger a destruction tool. I'm confused by Narcon's tactics here. Let's go ahead and we're going to drop Claw. I think this should be a very easy lane to win. And then pushing extra power into the Icebox lane might be our win condition. We are within range of a Shang-Chi potentially, so we need to watch out for that as well. Gray Dragon, hashtag wholesome streamer. Genuinely feels good watching your growth. I love the images you use on your videos. Thank you so much, Gray Dragon. I've tried to continue to like evolve and keep producing higher and higher quality content. So I'm glad that you, one, enjoy the channel, the videos, and then just like the thumbnails and updates that we're making. I'm so glad that they're positive changes. So let's do a Mr. Fantastic here. That's going to put us up by 10 in this location. I don't know. With Sarah, they might have a way to push enough power, but I don't know where we need to put it. We could do Mr. Fantastic. That pushes us to 17 here, but they could do a Chavez and then something else in this lane. But they could also do a really big play here as well. I think we're going to go with the Mr. Fantastic and Ant-Man into mid. Gatekeep this man. He's too precious. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Stay. The last savage guy. Brian Tamlin, thank you so much for the super chat.
Thanks for all content, bro. Keep it up.
Thank you so much for the super chat and the support, Brian. We're slowly getting out of that McDonald's value meal. I feel like we have room to upgrade the juice box. I don't know that this is the right play. I honestly think they're going to invest quite a few cards here and away from this location, but we just don't know. Yeah, it turns out that it would have been better to lean into the icebox. I think we probably lose if this is a Chavez and then something else. They might be able to come back over. No, that is one sleek Chavez variant or Shang-Chi variant. No, is that a loss? No, that's a win. So had they reversed this order, I don't know if this is a bot or not, but had they reversed this order, and then official saucepan, the donate/super chat button keeps flashing for you. If you don't want to donate or super chat, just ignore it. Maybe like resize your screen so it goes away. The order of that play is what messed them up, but that is, I haven't seen the Shang-Chi variant before. I think it looks pretty cool. There's a lot going on in it. I don't know that this would be the one that I use, but it looks pretty sleek. Had they reversed this order, oh no, so the reason they didn't reverse that order is, if they had Enchantress, Warpath wouldn't have been Shang-Chi-able. So then they wouldn't have gotten any upside from the Shang-Chi play. And so the reverse order lowers, yep, argumentable, you're right. If they reversed it, it would have lowered the power before the Shang-Chi went off, and it wouldn't have destroyed him. And so we're just lucky that we had armor and that we dropped it over there. We'll take those. We will take those every single time. Does anyone know if the game has a deck generator yet? So like a random deck, Brandon? If so, there's a website that will let you do, it's like a draft. And so it comes up with 3 random cards that you can pick from. And so what I did to do a random was I always picked left to do a completely random like card draft or deck build. Armor is the best card, confirmed. Yeah, a win is a win after all. We will take those wins. Let's go ahead and fit one more in. And then we'll have to wind down the stream so that I can prep for my meeting. I'll have to jump back over into work mode, unfortunately. We will be live again tomorrow. I've been pleasantly surprised that nothing has interfered with the stream time this week, and so we've been able to go live pretty consistently each day. And so tomorrow we'll be live again. Let's go with the lizard play. Oh, I like this ongoing deck pretty much. Oh, I like this. Yeah, the ongoing decks are pretty strong. They can be counterable, and so they're not going to win every single time. But if you draw into your big resources, at that point, I think it's always worth like leaning into. Live stream all days. So I'm thinking all 5 weekdays this week we're going to be able to stream. So we can go with Cosmo into the Baxter building. We might also do a Claw or a Warpath. And then we're going to avoid the Warrior Fall location. We can do Claw into Grand Central in 5. Spectrum will buff up all of our cards. I think we have an okay shot here. The game could benefit from a filter. A filter WA search and pools category. Yeah, so I know that you can do a kind of a search for like a keyword or like a word. the pools category would be really cool, especially for me. Like if I'm on my main account and we're trying to build like a pool two only deck, it'd be nice to have it filtered. Antoine, thank you so much for being here. I'm glad to have you here. I hope you're having a fantastic day. They played Jessica Jones into Grand Central. We're going to pull into a random card into this location. I think we play Claw in mid. That's going to reduce their Lizard's power. If we can win this location, then we can get +3 power to all of the lanes. Depending on what gets pulled here, we might... If it's Ebony Maw, we can't play in Grand Central. Then we'll have to play in Warrior's Fall on the final turn. But we'll see. Filter by rarity would be really nice. So you can actually sort by rarity, Terry. That's what I do whenever I'm upgrading my cards. So we do pull into Ebony Maw here, which is okay. Right now we're losing this lane, but we can drop a Spectrum. That's going to buff up all of these cards. It's going to buff this one up as well. If this is the highest power card, which I doubt, then it will get destroyed, but that's after its on reveal triggers. And so we're going to go ahead and snap back at them. But yeah, Terry, you can sort by rarity, and then you can sort it by either highest or lowest. And so I'll pull open the deck build right after this, right before we end the stream. There are ways that we can lose this one. Did they skip last turn? They did, right? Yeah, they skipped last turn. So they're planning on an Infinite. So if they play an Infinite here, then oh no, we lose to the Infinite. We lose to the Infinite in Baxter Building. And there's no way around it. We'll win the Warriors Fall location, but we lose Grand Central, and we already snapped, so we're not able to retreat. We're stuck into the 8-cube loss here. We can't retreat anymore. We snapped into it. We got too bold, too quick. They're gonna swing Baxter Building, which swings the Grand Central for them. Oh no, I got too distracted. That one was a preventable loss. That one we didn't need to lose that one. What a terrible way to wind down the stream. But I do need to... Baxter's back, all right. It definitely is. I have a couple more subs to call out. And so from your main deck screen, and actually I may be able to go to this to be able to see it. No, that one's going to be too big. And so from your deck screen in the bottom left, you have the filters tab. You can click on quality. And so then initially it's going to be all your commons, your uncommons, your rares. And then you can filter it the other way as well. And so that's what I do whenever I'm upgrading mine, is I'll go through, and so that way I can start at infinite. I can upgrade like the highest quality ones first, or just whatever order. You can also see the cards that you recently pulled through the recent tab, which is also kind of cool. But I am going to go ahead, and we're gonna have to end the stream here. Since when can you not retreat on a snap, Terry? So if they don't snap back, you can't retreat. It locks you in. But had they snapped back after we snapped, we would have had the ability to retreat at that point. But yeah, we are going to end the Lockjaw advice. Is it a way to rank up with it so RNG? It can be. Mo truth, it can be, depending on how it's built. And so I think just don't invest too much in there too quickly. Because if you cap out the lane, you leave yourself open to a lot of counterplay. But I really like Lockjaw. It is a little bit random, but you can, if you pay close attention to what's left in your deck, you can control those random elements. But I am going to go ahead and end the stream here, guys. I have to jump over back into work. I appreciate your support. I appreciate you guys being here. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. We will be live tomorrow with another lunch live stream, and we have another video, of course, for tonight that will go live in about 9 hours. So I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day. I appreciate you guys all being here. You guys are absolutely incredible. The best community that anybody could ask for. I hope that you guys enjoyed the stream. As always, this has been TLSG.